What's up, YouTube friends? Seth here with Throttle Addiction. Today we're talking rear brake setup on our Deluxe Sportster Hardtail kit. We got different ways, different options. So whether you got the 82 to 86 rear caliper, the 87 to 99 rear caliper, or the 2000 to 2003 rear caliper, the kit comes with different things, different brackets to make each one of those work. So we're gonna show you what you gotta do to modify if needed, how to make all that work, how to get it fit up. We're also gonna talk about, we got a rear brake caliper kit that is designed specifically for these hardtails that'll allow you to run a mid-USA 2 or 4 piston rear caliper if you don't have a OEM rear one, or you're looking for something a little cleaner, a little different than the stock caliper. With that, we'll jump into it. First thing we're gonna hit on is our earlier caliper and caliper brackets. So the 82 to 86 and the 87 to 99. Both those calipers will use this block here that comes in the kit. Both those guys use that one. So now we're going to jump into the first one, that 82 to 86, show you kind of what you got to remove for material and how to get that thing mounted up. First thing we're going to do, this guy comes with a little rubber bumper down in there. We're just going to put a screwdriver through there, pop that thing up, and then we take a file and file this guy down because it's a little too tight. So we're going to file that down just enough that our block fits and slides in between there, just like yay. Next thing we're going to do is take and grind down this edge here until our distance from here to the edge of that is about 5/8 of an inch. That's pretty much it. Just bringing a little material off here, a little material off here. When you get it on there, you might have to grind a little material off here just to clear the frame rail. We did a little bit, not too much, but that's all you got to do to make that guy work. Now we're going to go throw it on. First thing we want to do is get our axle adjuster put in there, because once our brake caliper's on, we will not be able to get that on there. Because building choppers is never as easy as it should be. The stock axle adjusters are a little too long and will make contact with the caliper, so we got to cut about 7/16 of an inch off the end of that. I've already done that. Then we are just going to thread that guy in there before we get everything on. Just a stock rear wheel. We're using the stock spacers in the same place that they came out of. We got the ones on the right already. So we're just gonna slide that bad boy over our brake pads, line her up, and push our axle home. Got a little spacer there, washer, and a nut. So everything is in the correct location. Now, installing our block. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It is just going to slide right in there and get her finger tight for now. Obviously we'd have a chain on. Once our chain's tensioned and all that stuff's good, get our adjusters where we like, lock those down, lock our axle down, get this right where it's sitting directly below there, and then we're going to tighten that bad boy down. So that is it for the 82 to 86 rear caliper. Now we're going to tear it apart, move on to the next one. Here is our 87 to 99 caliper and bracket, kind of the widest range of years there. This is probably what most of you guys are running into here. From the factory, these have a little tab out here that this rubber guy goes into. We're just gonna pop that rubber out and then cut that tab clean off. Polish her down, make it nice. Next thing we're gonna do is measure about 2 inches from the end of our caliper bracket backwards. And from that point back, we need to remove material, get it down to a 1/2 inch thick on this bottom web here. Instead of making a 90-degree angle, I just kind of swept it up, make it go faster. So that's it. You don't need to open this up on these. Just cutting that tab off, bringing this down to 1/2 inch. You may need to remove a little material here to clear the frame rail, just as needed. With that, we'll get her thrown on. Same as on the earlier one, our axle adjuster needs to be about 7/16 shorter, so we just cut that guy off, cleaned it up, and we are going to line up our brake pads. Get our brake pads on there, line up the caliper best we can, and push our axle through. And put our spacer on there, get our nut on. From there, same as before, we're just gonna slide our block in there, lift it up till our bolt hole lines up. Get that finger tight for now. Same situation, pretend when we got our chain on, we're gonna get our axle adjusted right where we want it, lock down our jam nut, tighten our axle, make sure our block is directly over our brake stay and our caliper bracket, and tighten her all down. Piece of cake. So the last OEM caliper and bracket that would come on your stock Sportster that you'd be using for this hardtail kit is the 2000 to 2003 caliper. This is the bracket that is intended for those. They're pretty much non-existent in the world. You guys have bought them all up to throw on our hardtail kits. So we don't have one of those sitting here to show you up here on the bench, but we have installed those before on some of our hardtails. So we'll throw in some footage of the installation process on those ones.
Here is our brake stay tab. So this little piece comes in the hardware pack. We're gonna slide that caliper up, put that in the slot there, and then it comes down. Now you kind of have adjustment there for the wheel to go back and forth. So we'll get it in there kind of finger tight once we find our wheels home for the time being. Then we'll tighten all this stuff down.
So our last brake caliper mounting option here, if you don't have an OEM caliper to throw on there, or if you're looking for something a little cleaner, little more simple. So we have this raw aluminum bracket, also comes in powder coated black, and this is intended to pair with either our dual piston or 4-piston Mid-USA brake calipers. These come in chrome or black, so you can go black and black, chrome or aluminum, whatever you want there. This is also designed specifically to work with our deluxe hardtail kit. So now we're gonna show you how to install it. So we're just going with our chrome dual piston caliper here. Again, can get it in a 4-piston option. The bracket's threaded, so we're just gonna screw those right in there. Next thing we're gonna do is put our axle spacer in. And then we are just going to slide her in here, getting our brake pads over our rotor. Throw our cut off axle adjuster spacer on, our washer, and our nut. Get those semi tight in there. And from there, all we are going to do is this little spacer here is intended to go between the caliper and our brake stay. So we're going through the brake stay, through the caliper, through the spacer, through a caliper bracket, washer, and a bolt. From there, we would have our adjusters in, and we would adjust our axle where we want it. This thing will slide in the channel here, as well as you have some adjustment up and down depending where it needs to live. Tighten these guys down, tighten that down. It's easy as that. There you have it. That is how you would install any OEM rear caliper and bracket that would come with the model years that our deluxe hardtail kit covers, with nothing more than a little grinder work and the parts included in this kit. Or if you don't like those options, the Mid-USA 2-4 piston caliper with that hardware mounting bracket kit as well. Both those kits, all these parts are available on throttleaddiction.com, as well as this hardtail kit that you need and any other cool chopper part and piece you can think of. Like and subscribe, click the links. Thanks for watching.